Hello, my name is Jeffrey R. Ross. I'm the CEO and General Partner of the Ross Real Estate Group, LLC, a real estate investment company headquartered out of Millbrook, Alabama. We employ a small staff of 21 people and specialize in purchasing delinquent second mortgage notes that may be in a foreclosure status. The Ross Real Estate Group has been in existence since February 1997, and in that time, we have experienced tremendous success with our innovative concept of stopping the foreclosure process in order that we may obtain the opportunity to buy the second mortgage note right out of foreclosure. The Ross Real Estate Group was founded as a company whose mission was to make real estate mortgage buying and investing easier. And it's really that simple. Purchasing mortgage notes, especially delinquent notes, should not be complicated. And here at the Ross Real Estate Group, we have designed our company to simplify and explain to people facing a pending foreclosure soon how we may wire transfer all the money required to legally suspend all foreclosure action pending against their property and reinstate their delinquent mortgage loan. Other real estate investment companies from around the country travel to visit the Ross Real Estate Group on a regular basis to learn how we develop a more effective mortgage note investment operation of their own. We are constantly striving to remain the premier mortgage note investment company in the country. The Ross Real Estate Group, LLC, truly has pioneered the turnkey note buying process in Alabama and Georgia and continues to provide top quality real estate services such as foreclosure prevention measures. By always working to improve the basic opportunities our company provides to everyday people who may find themselves in the unfortunate situation of a pending foreclosure, we have added both protection and transparency. Each is extremely important for all mortgage note investors, but especially for out-of-area note investors. As we have developed as a company through the years, many of our associate investment co-partners who provide the capital to fund our note purchasing initiatives have come to trust and respect us for our honest opinion and upfront advice. We have grown as a leader in the mortgage note investment industry, and many companies seek our advice, input as they try to develop similar companies in their own city. Now, what do all this has to do with you? Why was you sent to my YouTube channel to watch this video? And most importantly, how can continuously watching and listening to the rest of this short video may provide all the money necessary to do the following? Number one, pay all of your past due mortgage payments, late charges that you are presently in arrears to the bank that holds your first mortgage loan, and completely reinstate your delinquent loan. Number two, pay all the attorney and foreclosure costs and fees directly to the law firm that was retained by your lender to initiate legal foreclosure proceedings against you for non-payment of your loan. Number three, wire transfer all required funds in order that all this can be accomplished before the foreclosure sales date. Due to the limitation of time, because all funds, enough money to completely bring your delinquent account with your bank current and rescind the foreclosure proceedings against your property. Now, when you first received my letter in the mail, I'm sure that it came along with a lot of other We Stop Foreclosure letters, and each letter proclaiming to have the magical answer that will resolve all of your foreclosure problems. Companies that offer loan modifications, attorneys offering to file bankruptcy for you, and some even offering to give you a pre-qualified short-term loan that will produce the money that you need. And somewhere within that pile of We Stop Foreclosure letters, you found my letter. And my letter said that if we can buy your second mortgage note from the bank that holds the note, we will wire transfer all the money via certified funds directly to the law firm that's conducting the foreclosure action against your property. Now let me say at this point, as the CEO and general partner of one of the premier mortgage note investment companies, over the years we have worked with and talked to literally hundreds of people confronted with a pre-foreclosure situation. Therefore, I know from personal experience that homeowners are overwhelmed and inundated with a lot of "we stop foreclosure" letters that place them in the difficult position of having to quickly determine which letters are legitimate, which ones are telling the truth, and which letters are just full of hot air trying to get your attention because they know that you are in a vulnerable situation. So when you found my letter within the pile and you read, "We will wire transfer all the money you need to completely stop your foreclosure sale, and that you will not be required to pay us back," now you are really wondering, what's the catch? If these people wire the money, what do they want? I know they must want something for my house. After all, they know that I am in pre-foreclosure, and they see a quick and convenient opportunity to get their hands on the deed to my house. Now let me say, in the interest of full disclosure, we do not want the deed to your house. In fact, our program not only wire the funds to stop your foreclosure, it is also set up to leave you and your family in your home, with you retaining 100% ownership. Okay, Mr. Ross, you might be saying to yourself at this point, what do you want? What's in it for you and your company? If your offer to provide all the money needed to stop my foreclosure is legitimate, and understand, our offer is 100% legitimate. Now I want to say at this point, welcome to my YouTube channel. When I first talked to homeowners on the phone who first received my letter in the mail, most are very skeptical. They express doubt and are suspicious in regard to my letter. If I can negotiate with the bank that holds your second mortgage note and buy it before your property goes to a foreclosure sale, then with the profit that my company will generate, a portion of that money is allocated towards stopping the sale of the property. Thus the reason I sent you to my YouTube channel, which you are watching now. As we move along, within my YouTube video, you will see photos of my office staff here at the Ross Real Estate Group. I have a small but very dedicated staff of 21 people. In any given month, we are working with numerous homeowners across several state lines to buy and discount second mortgage notes. These notes become a very valuable commodity on the open real estate market. We resell these notes, which give our note investors a 12% or more return on their investment. Again, part of the profit generated is used to stop the foreclosure. Next, chain to their bank, debt. They want money now. This is the situation most people find themselves in when they receive their foreclosure notice in the mail. Part of my job is to help break that chain of debt by providing the money. When the homeowners first get the foreclosure notice, the clock starts running. This is when they must raise money fast. Look where it says loan to value. I conduct a quick calculation of the loan to value, and this gives me the best indication that I can make money from the second mortgage note that you have secured against your property. Next, see where it reads the 60-40 rule. Again, I'm going to try and keep this very simple, so try to follow along. Here we go. Here's the 60-40 rule. If the second mortgage note is less than 40% of the overall value of the property, then in most cases, the second mortgage loan is going to get wiped out at the sale. Let's look at an example. You'll see a second mortgage of $60,000, which is 37% of the overall value of the property. Now, 37% is less than 40%. That $60,000 second note is going to turn into zero if this property goes all the way to a foreclosure sale. Now let's look at the first mortgage in this example. It is $130,000 and is 68% of the value of the property. Now 68% is more than 60%. Then the first mortgage is more than likely another indicator that the second mortgage is going to get wiped out at the sale. The second mortgage will get no money. The $60,000 second in this example will go instantly to zero, which means that most of the times that the banks that hold these second mortgages will give them up at a huge discount and sell their note to myself, Jeffrey Ross. You see, I create the profit that other investors will pass by every day on the market. Therefore, making money is my motive for helping you. This is the reason you are watching my YouTube video, because I need to answer the question for you. How do I make money for myself, my company, and my investors? You see, you need to understand how I make money, provide the funds to stop your foreclosure, and not require you to have to pay the money back. And lastly, but most importantly, your name always stays on the deed. You never sign or transfer your house over to us or anyone else. All right? Right now in the next section, we're going to look at the foreclosure process and buying the second mortgage note from the bank that holds the note. Again, I buy second mortgages when they are in foreclosure. Being in pre-foreclosure is the key here. This is my opportunity to come into the picture at the right time and approach the bank that holds that second mortgage and essentially say to them, did you know that your second mortgage is about to be wiped out at a foreclosure sale all in a matter of a few days? Let's make a deal. I will wire transfer a cash payment for that note and bail you out. Let's look at our illustration chart here. Many homeowners need debt relief when they receive their foreclosure notice in the mail. What this means is that their bank says to them, no more late notices. We have hired an attorney to start foreclosure action against you. Now the homeowner has a problem and need real solutions. At this point, I'm going to take you through the process of how I buy a second mortgage note right out of foreclosure. However, again, I will try and keep it very simple for you. You need to understand how this process works for it to benefit you. Okay, now, when you receive your foreclosure notice in the mail, you can no longer at this point pick up the phone and call your bank and try to work out a deal with them. The bank will stop you. The bank will tell you that we have turned this matter over to our attorney. You must talk to them from now on. When you call the attorney's law office, they only want to talk money. They do not want to cut a deal. They do not want to negotiate. They only want the money that you owe to the bank, plus all the foreclosure and attorney's cost and fees. And yes, the meter is running at this point, which means that those costs and fees is being added to your bill every day. The attorney's office won't accept personal checks, only certified funds. Now here is the part of my video that you need to pay close attention to, because I'm going to show you how I raise all the money needed to stop your foreclosure sale all in a matter of days, and wire transfer the certified funds directly to the attorney's law office. Remember, at this point, you can no longer send the money to your bank. They will not accept it. This is a legal matter now, so everything must go through the attorney's law office. Now, what I must do at this point is create an impressive buyer's packet. I must prepare a professional second mortgage note buyer's packet. The packet will contain all the information about the second mortgage note and my offer to buy the note from the bank that holds the second mortgage. I will fax or sometime email the proposal to what's called the Loss Mitigations Department of the bank. Within my buy proposal, I will include my huge discount. Again, they are about to be wiped out if the home goes all the way to a foreclosure sale. Now, here is my strategy. Most of these banks will accept my low cash offer to buy their note, rather than take a chance to end up with zero because of the foreclosure. Now, here's another important part of my strategy to buy these second mortgage notes from the bank. Many times, these second mortgage lenders don't know that their note is in foreclosure and that they are about to be wiped out. Remember, it's always the first mortgage lender who files the foreclosure notice. But most banks never bother to tell the second mortgage lender that they have filed a foreclosure notice. So when I send my buy packet proposal to the bank that holds the second mortgage note, it's like throwing cold water on their face. When they learn that their second mortgage note is about to go bye-bye, all in a matter of days, believe me, they are sweating bullets, and many are ready and eager to cut a deal with Jeffrey Ross. Within my buy packet, I will have what's called an assignment of mortgage note contract. This is what I call my money document. In other words, if the bank signed, notarized this document, this means that they have agreed to sell their second mortgage note at my discounted price. And when they sign, notarize, and fax it back to me, at that point, we have a deal. At that point, I will do the money transfer. Again, we do money transfers because of time. We have to get the money there before the sale. And a money transfer is certified funds. The money is sent directly to the foreclosure attorney's law firm that represents the bank. And remember, at all times, we are working against the clock, because everything, and I do mean everything, has to happen before the foreclosure sales date. Let's look at what's in it for you. Many times I will have a husband and wife sitting in my office, and I am explaining my program to them. One of the first questions many will ask me, well, Mr. Ross, what's in it for me? Or what's in it for us if we work with you to help buy our second mortgage note? And that is a good question, so let's answer it now. The first big benefit is that it helps you avoid foreclosure. If your bank accepts my discount to buy your second mortgage note, the discount will generate large profits, such as on average $40,000 to $45,000. After I pay all the costs of your past due mortgage payments and foreclosure fees and costs. This helps you get a fresh start and start all over again without being behind. What's the key to my success in stopping foreclosure? It's simple. Here's my strategy. Pay all the money required to completely catch up the first mortgage loan and reinstate the loan. Number two, buy the second mortgage loan at sometimes up to a 90% discount because of the foreclosure process. Now remember, as I explained in the 60-40 rule, I know what to look for in a second mortgage note, the loan to value. This is a very high probability that I can buy that note for a huge discount. Next, let's talk about foreclosure fraud. Since I specialize in buying second mortgage notes right out of foreclosure, all of the people that I work with over the years are in a foreclosure situation. So the question of foreclosure fraud comes up a lot. I'll hear many times from homeowners. They'll say to me, well, Mr. Ross, all this sounds good, but what if it don't work? What if the bank don't return your buy contract back to you in time before our house go to sale? And this is a very legitimate question that I hear from people that I work with over the years. They have a short time to make the right or wrong decision. And if they make the wrong decision, the sheriff will show up at their door to serve the foreclosure notice. And nobody wants that. Therefore, this message is brutally honest to you. I do not mislead or lie to people facing a pending foreclosure. Family lives are at stake here. So here is what you need to know about my program. There are no guarantees in this business. Sometimes I get the contract back in time before I run out of time. The bottom line is, my goal is to never let people's house go to a foreclosure sale. So I have a plan A, which is to discount and buy the second mortgage note and raise the money. But I also have a plan B, which is a backup plan that will also stop the sale for the homeowners. Most people don't know what documents that they can file on their own that will absolutely stop the foreclosure proceedings dead in its tracks. To learn more about this, you will need to call my office and I'll explain it to you in full detail. When you call, just ask for myself, Jeffrey Ross, and you will learn about our safety net in case you need a plan B. Next illustration chart will answer the question, what do Jeffrey Ross need from me to make this process work? On this chart, as the second note investor, everything is initiated at my office. In this process, people get confused and do not know what to do next after watching this YouTube video. Many understand that there is a good opportunity for them to help raise the money that will stop their foreclosure. But the next question that they'll ask, well, Mr. Ross, what do you need from me to make this process work? Okay, let's take a closer look at the process. The loan officer at the bank who holds the second mortgage note will make the decision to sell their note to me at a discount. The loan officer has the authority to say yes, no, or give a counter offer to my proposal. Once I put the buy proposal together, I will either fax or email it to the attention of the loan officer who is assigned the second mortgage note that I want to buy. Now, within the proposal, I must put together all the paperwork from you, the homeowner. In other words, I need for the homeowner to keep calm and gather all the foreclosure paperwork and send it to my office as fast as you can. Therefore, I need your help in order to quickly get an answer from the loan officer. What paperwork I'm talking about? First of all, I need a copy of your foreclosure notice that you received from the bank's attorney's law office. Remember back when I said most of the time that the second mortgage lender has no idea that their second mortgage loan is about to be wiped out at a foreclosure sale. Part of my job is to quickly shock them into reality by letting them know that there is a note that is officially in foreclosure of theirs. You know, after buying and selling second mortgage notes over the many years that I've been doing this. I know that when the loan officer at these different banks first learn that they are about to lose everything at a foreclosure sale, believe me, they get highly motivated to talk to Jeffrey Ross really fast. When my buy proposal first hit their desk, my phone will immediately ring the very next day. They will say, "Is this Mr. Jeffrey Ross?" I'll say, "Yes, it is. How can I help you?" "Well, sir, I just got your buy proposal for the second mortgage loan that we hold. You mean to tell me that our note is heading to foreclosure?" I will say, "Yes, sir, it is. Please reference the official foreclosure notice that I received from the homeowner that owns the home. You see, I need a copy. Now, you always keep the original, but I need a copy of the foreclosure notice from the attorney's office." When the loan officer at the bank first see the official notice, that's when they are shocked into reality. The next question that I usually get from the loan officer: "Mr. Ross, is this all the money that you are offering to buy our note?" And I'll say, "Yes, sir. That's all I can afford to pay you at this time. Remember, I'm going for the deep discount. That's how I raise the cash. That's how I raise the money to pay all of your past due mortgage bills and make a profit for me and my company." Again, it's a low ball offer. This is my opportunity to buy it cheap. This is how I can make my profit. This is how I can raise the money to stop your foreclosure fast, because I catch the bank just before they are about to lose everything and get zero for the note. I also need for you to send a copy of your billing statement from the second mortgage note that you have against the property. The homeowners need to move with a sense of urgency. It's my objective to get a fast answer for you from that loan officer at the bank. Once I have the proposal signed, notarized, approved, and returned back to my office, only then, and I must emphasize, only then will we wire transfer all the past due money that is owed against your delinquent mortgage. Again, all certified funds has to go directly to the foreclosure attorney's office. Once the proposal is received back in my office, and here is what I tell the homeowners: we have to have them give a call to the attorney's office so that they can hear for themselves that their sale has been stopped. Of course, I will call them and let them know that I have the proposal contract signed, dated, and back in my office. But you know what? After doing this for a number of years, I want the homeowner to call the attorney's foreclosures office that they got that foreclosure from. When they hear it from the attorney's office themselves, that's when they'll understand that their home is saved. Remember that we have a plan B, a backup plan, because in this business, I will emphasize again, nothing is guaranteed. And we will have a backup plan in case we need to go to it in order to stop the sale. Now, let's look at our next illustration chart. What can stop this process from benefiting me? Again, I may have a husband and wife sitting in my office, and we may be going over the program. Another question that will come up a lot at that point: I explain what they need to do to help me get an answer from the bank. The next question that I usually get is, "Well, Mr. Ross, what can stop this program from benefiting me?" Okay, when most homeowners first hear from us that we will provide the money to help stop their foreclosure, most are skeptical. Most have a distrust at this point that all of this can happen. And I understand that. That's why I put together this YouTube video for you to listen and watch. I could not possibly answer all of your questions on the phone in a 5-minute phone call when I first talked to you when you call my office. It happens every month. I'll get calls from homeowners about 2 to 3 days before their home is due to go to sale. They'll say, "Mr. Ross, we got your letter. Do we still have time to raise the money to stop our sale?" When you pick up the phone, that's when you want to call my office. My reply is always the same. Why did you wait so long to give my office a call? You got my letter weeks ago. You see, I can't get going without the paperwork back in my office. I can only get the paperwork together to do the proposal once you send it to me. That's when I'll have the green light to put the proposal together and email it to the loss mitigations department of your bank. Therefore, I try in my letters and also on my YouTube videos to sound the alarm. I say, please do not procrastinate. Do not delay. Call my office immediately. Either I or someone in my office will go over what paperwork you need to send to me in order for us to get started. On this chart, you'll see past checks that were sent, FedEx next day ground delivery. Again, it all depends on how much time we have before the home is due to be sold. For example, if we get our buy proposal accepted and the assignment of mortgage note returned back to my office, and we still have about a week before the sale, then I will coordinate to FedEx the check needed to stop the sale directly to the attorney's law office. On this next chart, you'll see photos of real-life homeowners who learned that their home was saved from a foreclosure by working with the Ross Real Estate Group. On this next chart, you'll see photos of some of my private mortgage note investors. Now, these are the private people from all over who invest money in my company for a return on their investment. At this time, my note investors are earning a reliable 12 to 14% return on investment. On this next chart, you'll see actual checks from my business account of the Ross Real Estate Group to wire transfer money required to stop respective foreclosure sales. Now, these are the checks that have been signed over the years since I've been CEO and general partner of the Ross Real Estate Group. My name is the authorized signature for the checks. You'll see some of the checks are made payable to banks or lending institutions that sell the second mortgage note to me. Some of the checks are made payable if you look to the order of Wachovia Bank Mortgage, Regions Bank, Washington Mutual, Everhome Mortgage, Countrywide Home Loans, First Franklin Mortgage, Aquan Mortgage. Some to the law offices of Pendergrass and Associates PC and the law office of Shapiro and Schwarzenegger. And these are just a few of the checks that I've issued over the years to stop foreclosures.